Hola! These are words spoken by David Icke. I'm considered so dangerous that I've been banned from YouTube, banned from Facebook, banned from Twitter, banned from the mainstream media in general. So why are they so afraid of me? Because that's what it is. They're doing it out of fear. Hola! From Colombia. With the present great world confusion, I wish to do my part to accelerate the evolution of human consciousness. Please help by subscribing and sharing these videos. Thank you. They are frightened because I'm putting forward a narrative that takes their narrative apart. That's why they have to silence me. But as the years have passed, more and more people have started to see that the world is changing in the way that I said it would. Now it is undeniable, except if you are suffering from an extreme form of denial and hypnosis, in which anything an inch in front of your eyes you're unable to see. Although it's a very dangerous time, my God, it is in terms of the disappearance of freedom, it has also at the same time woke a lot of people up from the programmed illusion, the hypnosis of a lifetime, because that is what happens. We are programmed to see the world from cradle to grave in a certain way. But this has become so extreme that a lot of people now, compared with the start of 2020, are seeing it through the mist to the global manipulation that's going on behind these smoke screens that are going up to revert our perception. The evidence that what we're looking at is a scam is absolutely extraordinary. All of this censorship is going on because the official narrative can't stand up to scrutiny. If people want to argue a different way of seeing the world, to me, I have absolutely no problem with that. It's called freedom of speech. It's called the tapestry of human perception, which should be celebrated. With all the abuse that I've got over the last 3 decades, at no time have I ever wanted them to be silenced. Because in silencing the free speech of others, you're silencing your own. In this sense, if there is censorship of some free speech, then what is left is not free speech. It's the freedom to conform to what is believed to be by the authority an acceptable opinion, belief, and view. What happens when you know you have a narrative that won't stand up to scrutiny? The only thing left is to censor and silence anyone that is exposing that narrative. That's what we're seeing now. They don't censor for a bit of fun. They censor because it's the only way to protect a narrative that a child could take apart if they had access to the information that the mainstream media in Silicon Valley is keeping from them. The unbelievable scale of censorship now, where the mildest questioning of the official narrative gets you deleted, tells you the utter desperation in this global cult. It knows it absolutely cannot defend what it's claiming. That's what this censorship is. It's trying to stop desperately the circulation of anything that's challenging the narrative, because they know the narrative will not stand up to the mildest of scrutiny. Yet, even with all this censorship, there is a tremendous body of people growing all the time as this goes on who are not having it. How could I predict current events so long ago? What does that tell you? It tells you they're not random because you can't predict random events unless you're very bloody lucky. You can predict planned events if you can uncover what the planned events are. We need to understand that. With a real sense of reality, there are actually two worlds. There's the world of the population, and there's the world of this network of secret societies, which I call the global cult, because they work as one unit if you go deep enough. And the difference between the two is knowledge. The idea is to keep knowledge from the population and passing it on through the secret society network. So they're working with knowledge to manipulate and hypnotize the population. Not least knowledge on how to manipulate the psyche and perception, which the general population overwhelmingly don't have access to. What people like me are doing is uncovering stuff from this world and passing it over to the population. This whole global conspiracy is based on manipulating human perception and manipulating human emotion because there is not enough of them to do it physically. Therefore, they want to do it with artificial intelligence. But at the moment, they can't do it physically except in small area. So they have to control the psyche, the perceptions and emotions of the population, so the population will behave the way that suits the agenda. This is a crucial area, psychologically, to squeeze the sense of the possible. This other world is dealing with information and knowledge that is way beyond the sense of the possible that the population in general is allowed to know. A lot of people don't see it simply because they cannot process the fact that it's possible. But then there's the other side of it, again, psychological, and that is people don't want to face it. Does anybody want to accept that there is a beyond evil cabal, beyond the meaning of the word psychopath, who have orchestrated many, 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 many other things? But let's take this. They've orchestrated a situation in which the global economy is being destroyed. People's incomes and livelihoods are being destroyed. People's psyche is being dismantled through fear and loss of hope, where children's psychology is suffering massively all around the world. They're doing this simply to gain control over the entire world population. So the question is, are you going to comply and volunteer your infinite power to them? Or are you going to courageously face whatever comes next? Many more challenges will continue to intensify, whether we want to accept this or not. It is important to be in awareness and understanding that the divine has a plan. We are facing the end of humanity because the human being is ready for his evolution towards the new species, the divine being. Due to my peaceful non-cooperation, I went to prison. I describe my prison experience in my book, True Freedom is Inside of Me. Please visit my bilingual website. The only solution is very simple. I must connect to my true self, my soul. Easy to say, not so easy to do. Please go into action now and make the choice between listening to your ego-mendacious mind and the external authorities, or listening to your soul, the internal authority. I consult and offer tools so that you can find your individual solution by making contact with your soul. Your soul will then effectively guide you through the upcoming, long-lasting, turbulent transition. Infinite love.